We're going to basically go through these movies one at a time, trying to go kind of quick and just super quick say if we're think it's better or worse than The Flash.
This is the thing. I'm gonna talk so much trash about The Flash. Ben Affleck in The Flash.
I hate the
done
suit.
so poorly. The suit is the worst Batman suit I've ever seen on screen.
Also, the action sequence isn't even cool.
Green Lantern.
Starting with Green Lantern. I think I would rather watch Green Lantern.
Absolutely.
I think it's more of a cohesive story,
More fun.
better acting.
Better actors.
Is it
that I
because
like
Ryan
more.
Reynolds?
Let's talk about Dread.
Oh
yeah,
boy.
Dread.
Hard disagree.
Andrew really likes this movie.
Love this
A
movie.
lot. And this movie has gotten a lot of hate in the Discord.
Come on.
And I feel like you should already know where I stand because welcome to Backseat Directing.
Where we talk about movies, TV shows, comics, and more.
We're your hosts,
Andrew.
and Aaron, with Justin.
We post new episodes every Monday and Thursday.
And on this episode, we're talking about movies that are supposedly worse than The Flash.
Is that a thing? 3, 2, 1.
Action.
It is a thing.
It is a thing, but you named a lot of movies that you think is worse.
Yeah.
So this topic of discussion originated in our Discord, like a lot of our topics originate. Justin put in a list of
Justin.
30 plus movies that he thinks is worse than The Flash, and immediately it got a lot of debate in the Discord. So we thought it would be a cool episode to talk about all these movies and go back and forth on what the three of us think about this list.
By the way, is my mic still connected to Dan's level? Did we check any of the audio before we started this? Because I unplugged the other mic, but I don't know if anything had to be turned off on there. This is a cool behind the scenes look into Backseat Directing for you guys. Very professional.
All right, so just Andrew talk now. Just I'm talking. Justin,
Yo.
you were on the same mic, so you should be good. I think we're all good.
Perfect. Okay, just wanted to make sure that you guys weren't going to hate this throughout the whole episode, and then Aaron and me were going to be sad after we got filming. But yeah, Justin
This
originated
episode
this
is worse
topic.
than The Flash.
So we're going to basically go through these movies one at a time, trying to go kind of quick and just super quick say if we're think it's better or worse than The Flash. I think there's not as many of these movies as Justin thinks are actually worse than The Flash.
So to start off, Justin, why don't you go ahead and read off the whole list, and then we'll kind of talk about what we're dealing with.
You sure you don't want to go through them one at a time for
No,
like
because then this
reveals each
episode will
time?
be 2 hours long. But if we list them all, we can kind of cherry pick which ones we really want to gripe on.
All right. So, list I got going on: Green Lantern, Captain Marvel, Black Widow, Cop Car, Pixels, Dread, Fan Stick, Suicide Squad, Transformers: The Last Night, Pacific Rim Uprising, The First Purge, The Forever Purge, Terminator: Dark Fate, Thor: Love and Thunder, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, The Boy 2, Elektra, Birds of Prey, might not even be the title, but whatever, Black Adam, Batman and Robin, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, After Earth, Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, In the Mouth of Madness, Halloween Resurrection, The Room, The Bye-Bye Man, Veronica, Rampage, The Rise of Skywalker, Godzilla Final Wars, Catwoman, The Lion King live action 2019, Cats, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, Annihilation, and The Dead Don't Die.
So I haven't seen every movie on Justin's list. And I haven't put all these movies through our Backseat Directing rating system. If you want to know what that is, it's a 6 category system we use on our movie review episodes. Go check out one of those episodes, and it delineates. We do ratings to separate our subjectivity and make it more objective.
Yep.
And we rate movies based on story, acting, cinematography, sound design, set design,
and then
rewatchability.
Do you guys remember by chance what your Flash rating was?
I can find it. It'll be in my notes.
Because that would be
we haven't rated all these movies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go by whether I'd rather rewatch one of these movies.
That's how I was going to do it. Yeah.
That's basically telling me if I like it more.
That's
right. What would we rather watch?
Essentially, almost.
So basically, you're saying out of all of these movies, you would rather watch The Flash.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
But my Flash rating is probably kinder to the movie than I feel now. Yeah, my rating's a 4.8. So
I think a 4.1.
So that's an F. It's it's basically a 5 out of 10. So it's kinder than I feel towards it now. Like I was more optimistic then, trying to like find good things to say about it, to not be super negative on our episode. But yeah, it was pretty terrible. The Flash itself, I
And
gave.
keep in mind, I do not think The Flash is a good movie. But this list, I think this list of movies, in my opinion, is worse than The Flash.
I think it's overhated.
No,
You think it deserves the hate, but these movies deserve more hate.
I think these movies are just.
Mine was a 3.6. Correction.
Yeah,
Wow.
I feel like I'm.
Is that your lowest rated
Zach
film?
was a 4.
I feel closer to them than I do to Aaron's score than I do to mine now. So just to give you my quick rating, I gave story 4 out of 10, acting 5 out of 10, cinematography 6 out of 10, sound design 7 out of 10, which sound design I felt was fine. Set and character design a 2 out of 5, and a rewatchability score is 0. So that can give you some inclination to how many of these movies I'm gonna say I'd rather watch.
Yeah.
Mine was a 3 out of 10 for story, acting 3 out of 10, cinematography 4 out of 10, sound design 6 out of 10, set and character design 2 out of 5, and then rewatchability 0. I said I would never watch this again.
Me too.
Yeah,
And I haven't. Still haven't.
me neither, and I have no reason
I haven't
to.
either.
It's been what, a year?
Might I add?
Okay, so
Yeah, 2020.
I think a good place to start is maybe mentioning a few of these that maybe I would agree with.
Okay.
We just go through the list again, and like I'll say them, and then you guys be like, "Yeah, that's whatever." And then like ones you don't agree with, you talk about.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Green
So,
Lantern.
Starting with Green Lantern. I think I would rather watch Green Lantern.
Absolutely.
I think it's more of a cohesive story,
More fun.
better acting.
Better
Is it,
actors.
Is it
that I
because
like
Ryan
more.
Reynolds?
What?
It's probably Ryan Reynolds, right?
And Blake
I
Lively.
mean,
I
I
like them both more.
Definitely
than
like
Ezra
Ryan
Miller.
Reynolds more than Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
I mean,
Michael
I think
Shannon's
that's-
barely in The Flash. It's dismal.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton also
I
is
don't know,
not that much.
For me, I just feel like at least, regardless of how I feel about Keaton's Batman in The Flash, I don't think that should have happened. I think Batman being in there is at least more enticing than what happens in Green Lantern. That's why I put this on this list.
Should have got
See-
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Biggest missed opportunity in all of film history.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan as
And
Batman's
I
dad.
disagree too because I
Thomas
don't have
Wayne.
any attachment to Keaton's Batman at all.
I have a little bit.
So I'm not like there for the nostalgia of it. I just was like, wow, this is a really old Batman who doesn't look like he should be doing what he's doing, and the CGI of what he's doing. Some parts look okay, most of it didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna look
Also,
up.
him wearing a wig in the beginning took me so far out of the movie. It was
Oh, the
ridiculous.
spaghetti scene.
He was literally like,
Bro,
you
the,
know,
the
like,
Farrell.
flip flop.
like I've had long hair before. That is not what you do when you have long hair.
So in my
Because it's
mind,
fake.
Exactly.
in my mind, Flashpoint, which is one of the best animated movies ever concepted that I've ever seen, has an awesome Thomas Wayne that looks like he's maybe mid-50s. He's definitely got the grayed out hair,
Yeah.
but he's a very believable badass, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan would have been the absolute perfect
Yeah,
casting for him,
yeah.
especially since they had the golden opportunity of literally having him play Thomas Wayne in the Batman vs. Superman opening credit run. But Michael Keaton is 73 years old. So
Yeah.
last year he was 72 when this came out. So that is a far cry in terms of athleticism.
And like, sure, they made it work with the CGI, but like, did they though?
They made him do more things than he ever did, which I think is why a lot
Yeah,
of
it doesn't
people
mean it's
do
good.
like. A lot of fans of Keaton do love the Flash because of just Michael Keaton's Batman.
I mean, more action than Keaton's Batman had ever done.
And
Not
that's-
Batman, right?
no, Keaton's Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
because in the
nostalgia.
original,
it doesn't mean it's better.
it's
than these
nostalgia
movies.
for sure. Yeah, and I agree with that. Like, I don't think the Flash is great. I just
Yeah.
think probably the most redeeming factor is most likely Batman
It's a,
and
that's, a sad,
Supergirl.
that's a sad thing to
which
say about it, though. But
It's supposed to be the Flash.
it's a
Like,
huge fan service movie. Like, especially the Nicolas Cage clip at the end it looks nightmarish.
I love me some.
What
Nick
about
Cage,
the
though.
Henry Cavill CGI?
Hey,
clip?
they one upped the Justice League CGI. I'll say that.
Did they though?
I mean, like, made it worse.
Did they have Gal
Oh,
Gadot?
yeah.
They had Gal Gadot as like a centaur in the movie.
Dude, the Ben see, this is the thing. I'm gonna talk so much trash about the Flash. Ben Affleck in the Flash.
I hate the
has done
suit.
so poorly. The suit is the worst Batman suit I've ever seen on screen.
Also, the action sequence isn't even cool. He's like chasing that car. I feel like it could have been way better.
It would have been cooler if it was at night.
Would have looked better,
that's
too,
like
so they
Yeah.
probably
we
the main
watched
thing.
a recolored version of it. Remember at our work,
Yeah,
Yeah, but then
and it
you
was so cool, so much
Uh,
cooler.
But
Yeah.
if they were saving the city at night, you wouldn't have been able to see those floating babies in slow motion, crystal clear HD.
You could because they were
Wonder Woman
boring
doesn't
horror
work at night.
sports. All right, so I think Andrew and I agree or disagree with Justin here that we would rather watch Green Lantern.
Green
right?
Lantern, I feel like looks better also, which is a wild.
I think it does too, and I rewatched it a year and a half ago, whenever it came on Netflix, which was a little while ago, and it was a fun movie.
Yeah, the
Was
eyes.
it good if we
Yeah.
put it through our ratings? it was probably pretty low, but definitely not as low as
Like
the
a
Flash.
6. The CGI mask is bad, but it's not. But look at Ezra Miller's head as it moves throughout this movie.
Yeah,
It's
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 bad.
like it's
I just think
weird.
for me, it comes down
CGI.
to
Okay.
at least I got to see a Flash live action movie.
Yeah, I'd rather see a good
versus-
one than a bad one.
Well, both are bad for me. And I don't care as much about Green Lantern than I do about Flash. That's why I put it there.
I would rather have no live action Flash movie than the live action Flash movie that we got. That's just my
Yeah.
personal opinion because I
I
think it was that bad.
I agree.
Mm.
All right, let's move on here because we got a lot more of these movies to get through. Captain Marvel is the next one. This is absolutely insane.
It's egregious that you have it on here.
We
It's
kind of
better than
talked
Green
about this
Lantern.
before filming.
This
Yeah.
is insane. I think Captain Marvel is a good movie.
Yeah.
Not even just like, oh, that's a fun time. I would watch it better than this terrible movie.
Is it
I think it's a good movie.
is it top 3 in the MCU? No.
No.
But is it good? Is it in the upper half of the MCU? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. We did a Marvel ranking sometime.
I did
ago,
one too.
very long
recently,
time ago.
Which got a lot of love and a lot of
Wonder
hate.
where we put
I
it.
don't know if you saw that.
I can look for that too in my notes.
I
I mean, that movie
don't
is
know. It's
a lot of
just-
fun.
It's personal taste. Like we always talk about. I did not see anything in the movie that would make me want to watch it ever again. The Flash, I could watch. I could if we're going off rewatchability, I would put The Flash at 1 out of 5. Captain Marvel at 0, which most of these would honestly be 0. That's why I have this list.
So I have Captain Marvel in my ranking. At the time, not as many movies had come out. 29 movies had come out, but I had Captain Marvel at 20th. So maybe
Yeah.
not quite.
So with
like 30 or
ours, where we averaged it all out, it looks like we have it
Right in
at
the middle.
14th.
Yeah, that's
That's like where we had to agree on.
yeah.
So we put it at
Well,
14th.
Honestly,
that's
here's the
top
thing.
half.
Yeah.
When I made my
Would you agree with that still, you think? Kind of top half,
Mine,
middle
I-
of the pack?
Yeah, I'd say it falls in that middle range where those middle ones are really close.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
that Eternals, like for me, those
Yeah,
middle range.
I think it's a good movie. I liked the story. I liked the acting. I liked the effects. Literally everything that I didn't like about The Flash, I like about the Marvels. Captain Marvel.
we differ on that.
The
point.
Star is way better again.
For sure.
Brie
Yeah.
Larson far better than Ezra Miller.
Both as the character and person in real life.
The supporting cast has Lashana Lynch, Samuel L. Jackson,
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor.
The cat was pretty cool.
Actually,
The cat.
Oh,
it's Jude Law, isn't it?
Jude Law,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. So we also disagree on that one. Black Widow.
Again, I'm going to disagree.
Yeah, me too. Black Widow. I think Black Widow is a better movie if you think of it outside of the MCU. And obviously you can't do that.
Yeah.
So it definitely like brings it down, mainly because she seemingly has superpowers when she's not supposed to. I feel like as my biggest complaint against the movie, does some of the green screen work look bad? Yeah. But like for whatever reason, that doesn't always take me out of the movie. And this was also shot during COVID, wasn't it? At least some
like,
of the stuff.
somewhere around that
Came
time.
out during COVID. It was like
Yeah.
released in like 2020, I think.
20
Because
yeah,
she had a
20.
lawsuit against them because they
Mm.
put it on streaming. By that I mean I mean ScarJo. But the movie, I don't fault it that much for her being superhuman because she is in throughout all the rest of the other MCU movies standing next to Thor and Iron Man and fighting Ultron and fighting
Yeah.
Chitauri. So okay, yeah, she does some superhuman stuff. It takes my suspension of disbelief out when she's in a truck that rolls 30 times and gets out unscathed. But like this movie was on TV literally like 2 days ago, and I was getting sucked into it because I
Yeah.
mean I love
Yeah.
Florence Pugh, ScarJo's
I
great.
feel like a big critique of the movie, and I don't know if this is one that Justin agrees with, but one of the big things that I've heard was people didn't like how they did Taskmaster. I don't have a lot of
Attachment.
familiarity with him,
Yeah.
so it didn't really bother me to see this version. So maybe that is a benefit in my position into liking it maybe more than the hardcore fan.
I will say there's 3 movies on my list that I have not seen or not seen to completion, and this is one that I watched. I started watching. I didn't watch it to the end. I couldn't. I was bored as hell within 10 to 15 minutes, so I stopped. And like, kind of like with shows that we talked about on well, I don't know when it's going to come out, but like we've talked about it before. 2 to 3 episodes of a show is my basis for like if I'm gonna like a show kind of thing, and if I continue watching, cool, whatever. A movie is like 15 to 30 minutes. If I'm not like absolutely
Yeah,
in
I
it by
stop
then,
movies and shows all the time.
I'm
yeah.
gonna give you
And
guys
that was me with Black Widow.
an
Yeah.
audience feel for what we've been through so far. So the audience has given The Flash a 2.6 on Letterboxd. Green Lantern rated lower. It's like 1.6. It's horrible. But Captain Marvel and Black Widow both rated higher, narrowly given. Captain Marvel's 2.7 and Black Widow is a 2.9. Surprisingly, Black Widow came in higher than Captain Marvel. But audiences agree with 2 out of 3 of that. They're better.
The next movie, Cop Car, I don't think I've even heard of that.
Don't watch it, please.
Okay.
I don't know of
It's-
Cop Car, and I haven't seen Pixels.
Yeah.
Oh,
same.
Pixels is just.
I've heard it's
another-
terrible.
Yeah, it's
But
it's
this-
an Adam Sandler movie.
But
Oh, this is a John.
next one-
This is a John Watts movie. This was made by the guy who made the Spider-Man trilogy.
It just felt so
This is a
pointless.
3.3. This is the highest rating thing we've looked up so far.
Yeah, I
Which one is
watched
that? Cop
Cop-
Car?
Cop
Or-
Car.
Okay.
It was like one spot the entire movie.
I love stuff like that.
I love, yeah, me too.
But it
We just
wasn't-
made a
it-
short film like that.
But it wasn't inside. It was just a field, and these 2 kids like didn't do anything to get out of their situation, and the cop was just the biggest dick ever.
Hmm.
And it felt like it should have been a short film. And by the end of it, we realized we wasted our time with like an hour and a half to an hour 2-hour movie, and my parents just put it on because like the title sounded cool, Cop Car
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
I didn't
is,
like that.
Pixels is rated worse than The Flash.
So Cop Car and Pixels, you guys are okay with putting an X on that?
I mean, I haven't seen
I won't
it,
put
so
Cop Car on there. Or,
Yeah.
All right,
I'm-
Pixels. Oh, you haven't seen
I
Pixels?
also haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know what that
I haven't
is.
seen it. It's an Adam Sandler movie with like a
Yeah,
bunch
I
of.
probably wouldn't like it as much as The Flash because I don't like comedy movies like that. I don't like
Pixels
a
is
lot of
the
his
the
movies.
Pac-Man live action.
It was in the era when he made like Jack and Jill, so I
Oh,
could
yeah.
believe it's worse than The Flash because Jack and Jill
Yeah.
was horrible.
Yeah,
They-
I mean,
they-
I would
in the
rather
movie-
watch The Flash probably than most of Adam Sandler's.
Here's Pixels in
Wow.
a sentence.
That's you have bad taste.
They literally the creator of Pac-Man is in Pixels,
Okay.
and Pac-Man eats the creator of Pac-Man.
Yeah, but stuff like that happens all the time.
I know,
That's
but
sad.
it's funny,
It's emotional.
but it's just a terrible movie.
To be eaten by your own creation.
like,
Do you think
"My
God lives
son!"
in heaven
Yeah, that's-
because he too lives in fear of his own creation? Steve
Okay,
Buscemi, Spy Kids
let's
2.
move on to this next one. I want to talk about the movies that we've all seen.
Let's talk about Dread.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
Dread.
Hard disagree.
Andrew really likes this movie.
Love this
A
movie.
lot. And this movie has gotten a lot of hate in the Discord.
Come on.
And I feel like you should already know where I stand because I jumped in on the conversation for Dread 2, and I was like, there's no way Dread is worse than The Flash.
Aaron doesn't like Dread nearly as much as I do. I
But
feel
I
like
do
you had,
like it.
yeah, you have some complaints, right?
I mean, yeah, it was.
You might like it more than I
I
thought.
feel like I have less complaints than maybe you think I do.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe you do
Yeah,
like
I
it more than I
think
thought. I thought you.
I thought the action was cool. The story was cool. I think overall the story is simplistic.
I love how Carl
You
Urban
know,
never
like-
takes his mask off the whole movie.
I love that too. That's my favorite
He's
part. That's what I
badass.
wish they did in Spider Man.
Yeah.
It drives me insane whenever Tom Holland takes off his mask for no reason.
I think it makes him so cool and so stoic, and he's like a classic action hero. Like I
Yeah.
grew up watching Rambo, probably younger than I should, and so
Cinema-
I like a movie like
Yeah,
this.
the cinematography was very unique. I didn't overly like the color grade, but I can get over
It's
that.
really gray and dark.
It's just like it's heavily like the saturated green, and I don't really like.
Makes it feel like
Those
dingy
lights,
though. The,
kind of.
the green
Yeah.
makes it feel
It's
dingy.
my
like-
favorite, or my least favorite type of lighting.
I feel like you can
But,
tell.
like I can't take off
Yeah.
too much.
You can tell what they're going for.
For that,
It just
yeah.
didn't work for you.
Yeah, it's just not my taste.
I love
but
the world,
movie
the
itself is
aesthetic. Yeah.
definitely
It's rated well above. It's got
better
like a
than the
3
Flash.
like
it's
a 3.6
way
or
more
something.
cohesive. It's got really cool parts. There's no CGI parts that take me out of the movie.
It's got fucking Carl Urban in it, baby. What
Yeah.
more do you want? That's
Yeah.
that's a
Carl
lead
Urban
right
is
there.
the only thing that could be better than Flash, and in that movie, he's just used so poorly.
Disagree.
I would disagree. Yeah.
I think he's used perfectly.
Yeah.
I know.
Taking off his mask would have been a disservice to the character.
Yeah, I agree.
Dredd in the comics never takes off his mask.
Yeah, I like it when characters aren't supposed, or it doesn't make sense for a character to take off their mask and they actually don't.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's protecting him.
Yeah.
So
The whole point of acting is to become that character. So if Spider-Man's truly trying to hide his identity, he wouldn't take his mask off on the top
Yeah.
of a building.
and I love Carl Urban, so I'm not like trying to see his eyes like the whole
Yeah.
movie. It's like he looks cool in the costume. The
Right.
costume design.
I'm
is
there to see
badass.
Dredd.
Yeah.
Uh, Anyways, let's go on. Fan-forstic. That's a hard thing to say.
Yeah, it's
It doesn't,
Fantastic Four 2015.
Yeah, it doesn't like roll off the tongue.
I'm actually inclined to agree with you for the first time so far.
Thank you. At least one.
I don't
At
know if
least
Eric
one on
feels the
this
same.
list.
I
It was.
I
just-
don't know because I
originals
don't
were better.
remember it at all.
It's very forgettable.
Does that tell you?
yeah,
something, though?
like
I only made it through 30 minutes of the movie, but
You
I
got,
also
like-
didn't buy a ticket to see it in theaters.
you
like I
at
did
least
for The Flash.
remember parts
I've-
about the Flash you didn't like.
I've watched. Yeah, but this was also before I was like more critical on movies, you know. So I don't remember like absolutely hating it, but I do remember liking the originals
More.
way more.
I feel like that. I feel like that one scene can honestly earn it the Lost when he's like,
Which scene?
"It's fantastic."
Oh, at the very end.
Say that again.
I think
Like
that's
Peter Griffin.
hilarious.
He said it. He
Yeah.
said it.
guys, I think I got it.
Maybe I would pick. I would rather watch The Flash because I know what I'm getting into.
All right.
Um,
All I wanted was one movie.
Yeah, I don't think I would really want to watch
Yeah.
either of them.
Yeah, that's
I
that's
think
the thing.
there might be more than one on here for me.
So I like the actors better in Fan-Force.
Yeah, it's Miles.
Yeah,
Teller.
I do too. Yeah,
Maybe
Michael
I
B.
would
Jordan.
lean to give it
just
more of
the-
a chance.
the movie of its in and of itself is just.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like.
felt like a really nothing movie though.
Yeah.
They didn't
If
have
I
powers
had-
for so
How
long.
about this? If I hadn't seen both, I would rather watch the Fantastic Four one.
I mean, if I hadn't seen both, I would watch The Flash in a heartbeat. But
Me too, because I would want to see what the Flash looks like in live
Yeah.
action.
just because I love The Flash, but that's a different story. The movie sucks.
Let's go on to
Suicide Squad.
this is another. I'm back to hardcore disagreeing with you.
The 2016.
Both of them, yeah. I think the Suicide Squad the first one gets way too much hate. Yes, the Joker is terrible. I wish I could cut every scene and frame of the Joker out of that movie. Jared Leto's Joker should be wiped off the face of the earth. But Will Smith is
It's got
effortless.
cool parts.
Will Smith is always effortlessly cool, and he's effortlessly cool as Deadshot. I mean, also we gave us Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie, which is a perfect cast. And on the backs of those two alone, I feel like that's strong enough to be better than the Flash. That's
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis, Amanda Waller, dude. When he picks up the gun, dude, that's that one scene where they give Deadshot a gun for the first time
Oh,
in
he's like-
ages. That one scene is better than the whole Flash movie.
Yeah.
I'll go back and watch that. That's the best part of the movie. And the song that plays, dude, has he's like firing like holes straight through the targets. And then he shoots the gun for the first time and he's like, "Woo, you guys must be crazy." And he smells the like gunpowder. Dude, this guy loves guns. Will Smith is so good, and I've had so much fun with that scene. Plus the soundtrack is great. Purple Lamborghini is on my from Rick Ross.
Mm.
Is on my playlist.
Soundtrack is great, but they tried to make a music video into film and it didn't work for me. Will Smith and Harley Quinn goated for
Yeah,
sure.
that's
but
already better.
They can't save the movie.
Nah.
They can't save the
Neither
other.
can Keaton.
They can't. He can't. But the Flash is, in my opinion, better than Suicide Squad because at least it does what it set out to do better than what the Suicide Squad set out to do. Suicide Squad is supposed to be bad people teaming up, the antithesis of the Justice League, and they make them out to be like good people.
They're not the antithesis of the Justice League at all.
That's what it is.
That's not what the Suicide
It's
Squad
the
is.
they are prisoners who are hired with bombs attached to their necks or their heads, and if they don't do the job properly, based on what Amanda
Yeah.
Waller says, they get blown up.
So I think you're talking
Never
about
in any part of that movie was I thinking any threat towards Will Smith or Harley Quinn because they're big actors' names. I never thought they were going to lose it. The other ones I couldn't care about because they're just whatever.
Did you think Batman was going to kill Henry Cavill in Batman vs Superman?
No, but
Did
that's
you think
Batman's-
Zod was going to kill
yeah,
Superman and
those are
and Man of
superheroes,
Steel?
though.
It's all the same thing.
These are villains. This
Yeah,
is the Suicide Squad.
They're
The
main characters. The same
Suicide.
principle applies.
Suicide Squad, Justice League. The Justice League is not out to get their
Have you
heads
seen
blown
the
off.
animated Suicide Squad movies? Have you seen Hell to Pay or?
I've seen Assault on Arkham.
Yeah,
That's
it's a good movie.
that's the basis for what a Suicide Squad movie should be.
Yeah, but did you think they were going to kill Harley Quinn?
No, but
Exactly.
like it's the name actor adds a
Sounds
whole
like-
different different.
Yeah,
No. See, that's the thing. A whole different layer to money that's put into a movie, actors' worth put into a movie, and it didn't hold any weight to me. I mean, there's some cool aspects in that film. Like I really love the way Enchantress like transitions with her hand, but like not enough.
I feel
I'm
like
the one who defends Jared Leto's Joker compared to what you guys think. So we're at completely different ends of the spectrum here. But I still think I would watch The Flash over
I
Suicide
think
Squad.
Suicide Squad's got a bunch of cool scenes that I like to rewatch. I'm not maybe not a bunch, but a handful.
Batman stuff's great.
Batman when he pops up in it is awesome. Also pulled up the soundtrack because there's a bunch of songs I like on here. Purple Lamborghini, Sucker for Pain, Heathens, Know Better from Kevin Gates. That's in my playlist too. You Don't Know Me with the G-Eazy feature. Without Me from Eminem, Wreak Havoc from Skylar Grey. That's in my playlist too. Bohemian Rhapsody, Fortunate Son. So that's 80% of the soundtrack are on my Spotify
that's-
playlist.
Much better than anything I can think of from The Flash.
Well,
So
The
I-
Flash
I-
is a score. Suicide Squad is a soundtrack. It's very different.
Okay.
He's okay.
Movies can have both.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Guardians is the
They
best
usually have
iteration of both. Like Suicide Squad.
No,
It
Guardians
has-
is the best iteration of both.
Yeah, but like,
Spider-Verse.
but
yeah, well, both.
the Suicide
both of them.
Squad has music in there. That's
Yeah, but do
not
you remember
from a-
anything? I don't remember anything.
Can you
Yeah, but
can
I'm
you hum the
saying I
music for
like-
the Flash? Oh,
that,
he got me.
I can't. Okay. That's the only thing from the Flash that I actually like is
It could be wrong for all
is,
we know.
Run by Benjamin Wallfish. I think that theme is actually really good.
Benjamin Wallfish is so prolific. I hear his name everywhere.
He's the guy who did it.
Can I say whether
he
I
did
agree or disagree?
he did Romulus. Romulus' score is great.
I disagree with you.
It's okay.
It's
I
good,
mean,
right? I mean,
listen,
I've only seen
it's
Suicide
fine.
Squad once, but I would rather watch it than The Flash for sure.
You've only seen the Flash once too, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
way more recently.
That's true.
Will Smith is just cool.
Yeah.
Ezra Miller's
No,
not.
he's great. He's great. I mean, yeah, Ezra Miller, but I'm talking about like what I would rewatch more.
And
It
I would
sounds like
and
there's way cooler characters and scenes in Suicide Squad.
Deadshot, Harley
Flash versus
Quinn.
Deadshot. I love Deadshot
Dude, the
in
Flash
the
was
games.
so bad.
It
He was
was
the worst
bad.
part of the
It-
Flash movie.
Yeah, like
It was
I
bad.
hated his personality.
All
I
of these
hated
movies, I think,
No, but he means
are
like the
absolutely
Flash in
bad.
the Flash movie is bad. Like,
Yeah, like-
genuinely.
Deadshot in Suicide Squad was cool.
He was, but
Even if you go through all the iterations of them, and overall Flash is cooler.
Yeah.
These instances.
Let's move on. We're barely through this list here. Transformers: The Last Night. Which one's that?
5.
That one. It's
That's-
called like The Last Night because isn't it the one where Optimus has a sword?
It's the one where Optimus turns into Nemesis Prime. He turns evil. It's after Age of Extinction, so it's the second one with
Does
Mark
it? It's
Wahlberg.
the one after the one with the dinosaurs
Yes.
because that's Age of Extinction.
It's the one where they were supposed to do
Wait, the one
Unicron.
with the dinosaurs is the first one with Mark Wahlberg.
That's Age of Extinction. That's 4, and then this one also still
I don't
has some
remember the
dinosaurs.
dinosaurs being in the first one with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
It's at the super end of the movie.
Yeah,
like they
it's
go to
like-
China or whatever,
Okay.
and somewhere in Asia,
Okay.
and they're there.
I don't think I've seen this one.
It's pretty bad, and I love Transformers a lot.
So
I don't think
I
I,
don't
recollect
know.
it well enough.
It's got
Yeah, I
Anthony
don't-
Hopkins in it.
I don't know what the story is of this one because I haven't seen it. But I would rather watch Transformers transform and fight than I would watch Ezra Miller do the Flash.
And again, Mark Wahlberg is cooler than Ezra Miller.
Yeah. Even though I feel like he was miscast for this role, but
This movie
yeah,
also.
I think I would rather watch it, and I will probably watch it and be like, "Wow, this is actually
You should
trash."
watch it, and you probably
But-
like it more, honestly.
This movie,
but
The
like,
Flash?
I just think as
Yeah.
a Transformers fan and the series as a whole, it
Yeah.
does more
mean,
of a
I-
disservice to the Transformers.
I didn't
franchise.
watch it because I didn't like the fourth one that much.
I love the fourth one.
This movie also
Has
has
cool parts. The
also
fourth
has Isabella Merced, like you said, Anthony Hopkins, Stanley Tucci, Mark Wahlberg, Josh Duhamel, Gemma Chan, and John Turturro.
John Turturro, goat.
Cast,
Goat.
Cast goes crazy.
Would you disagree with him?
I agree with you.
Okay.
You guys haven't even seen.
I know I've seen it. I just said I can't
you have.
recollect it that well.
Yeah,
That's a throwaway movie in my brain. You know, that's
Yeah.
a big turn your brain off
But
movie.
just like
the
the
fifth
next one.
Transformers.
if you guys have seen it, the next one is a huge, like hell no to the first one.
Pacific Rim Uprising.
I did not like Pacific Rim enough to watch Uprising. If I watch it again now with new eyes, I probably would like Pacific Rim more
I
because
think you would too.
I like
So
Charlie.
I just
cool.
rewatched it
Yeah.
loosely when I was working out.
Well, now I
a
have
while
like
ago.
I was
It's
really
cool.
It was cool.
I was really young when it came out, and I wasn't like in the know about how cool Charlie Hunnam and Idris Elba are.
Yeah.
But now I am, so that would make me like it more. Plus, I think it's ahead of its time in visuals.
It was the same
Charlie
year.
Day's in it too.
Same
Yeah.
year as Man of Steel, Wolverine, Iron Man 3, Thor: Dark World, like all that stuff.
I think it's a cool concept that the aliens come from underneath instead of above. It's
Yeah.
cool, and I like that one clip of the fist hitting Newton's cradle, and it's like
Oh yeah, yeah,
so. I would love to watch it again with fresh eyes.
yeah. You should. But 2 is like the Star Wars sequels to the originals kind of thing. It like tries to do something new, but it just doesn't like.
I would rather
work.
give this movie a chance than watch The Flash.
I would rather watch it than watch The Flash as well.
Okay.
This
The
is
first
terrible.
Purge.
It shouldn't even be an episode.
So the first
And the Forever Purge. Let's group
Yeah.
those.
so
I haven't seen either.
I've only seen the first Purge, but not the first Purge. You know what I mean?
You've
I've
seen-
only
you-
seen the
you've seen
original Purge.
The Purge.
Yeah. So I would rather give, like Aaron said, I'd rather give these two movies a chance than watch the Flash.
I'd
So-
rather watch a new movie. Than
All the one, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You'd rather watch a new movie because you don't know what happens in these new movies.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It is, but it's also like
Wouldn't
no,
you want to watch a new movie than watch The Flash?
I don't know. Not these movies for sure.
Well, they're not new.
I don't
To you.
need. I never needed to watch the first Purge or the Forever Purge to like the Purge series because I already have the Purge, Purge Anarchy, and Purge Election Year.
Have you seen the Monkey Man? Monkey Man?
I have not seen them.
Would you rather watch that or the
Do
Flash?
you know the Monkey Man? The Monkey Man.
I mean, from what I know about the Monkey Man, I would probably rather watch the Monkey Man
Exactly.
because it's John Wick
That's
based.
like regarded as like a good movie, though, right?
Yeah.
There
I
we
feel
go.
like, I mean, I didn't know. I don't know that these being regarded as bad, other than just
Forever Purge
I
is
guess that's true.
pretty bad. But the first Purge is just I don't like because it tries to be the Purge, but it's trying to be the first Purge
Mm.
when it's not.
honestly.
What about Terminator Dark Fate?
I would rather rewatch Terminator: The Dark Fate, which is I say that with a heavy heart because that movie was terrible.
It was terrible.
I haven't seen it, so I would also
It was bad.
give it a chance.
I also feel like it had some cool like Terminator stuff in it though, like transformations and stuff for the.
Yeah.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
I can't stand that movie. 6 minutes of that movie I enjoy.
I know Aaron might feel different finally on this one, but I don't think Thor: Love and Thunder is as bad as it's made out to be. I'd have to grit my teeth through some of the corny jokes and the goat screaming, but I would pick Thor: Love and Thunder. I love Christian Bale being in it, even though he's way undersold. He's not enough in the movie.
He
I
should
love
have
the
been in
color
more.
graded scene, the black and gray scene on with the color and the lightning and everything on that like shadow planet or whatever, the nightmare planet.
Mhm.
And I like the ending. I think the ending is cool and fun with the kids.
I hated this movie, Thor: Love and Thunder.
Did you hate it more than the Flash? It was the hardest decision you said to make.
Give me
all day.
two, bro.
It's like
The
I really don't like this one.
you don't like both of them. Which one is worse? In your genuine opinion.
This is like probably my least favorite MCU movie.
Aaron hasn't agreed with you yet.
Uh,
No,
Oh,
'cause
no, yeah,
I said
Van
Van
Forsdyke,
Van
yeah.
Forsdyke.
Yeah.
come on.
Um,
He's not gonna give it to me.
I think I would.
You've seen both of them in this case, thank the
I
Lord.
don't know. I really don't.
Ready? Gut
Chris-
reaction.
Chris
Three.
Hemsworth is jacked.
He
That's what
is.
No one is not.
Gut
Okay,
reaction.
but like,
3, 2, 1.
Thor: Love and That hurt. That's this
You're
could this could literally be a flip of the coin.
You're putting him through hell.
flip a coin, please. Harvey Dent this shit. No, with
Same
no double
chances I
heads.
had. 50-50.
Heads.
What is heads though? You never decided.
Oh well, I was gonna say the decision that I chose. All right,
Oh.
so heads is Love and Thunder.
Okay.
No, nice.
That was a crazy catch. Oh, it's tails. Look at that.
There we go.
I
Finally,
disagree with you, or I agree with you by fate.
by fate, by dark fate for sure.
All right. So
All right,
what's the
Doctor
next one?
Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I thought this was okay.
thought it was
It
mid.
definitely wasn't like my favorite, but I think it's way cooler.
Has a way more compelling.
Flash.
Has a way more
And it has a cohesive story.
and a way more compelling villain and better visuals, cool practical stuff.
Mhm.
There's some poor visuals in Multiverse of Madness for sure,
Suits
but
were cool.
iconic moments with Wanda where she's like manipulating the minds of the sorcerers.
Yeah.
And then with her fighting off the like Illuminati. So I would definitely pick Multiverse of Madness. I think
Mhm.
there's cool stuff in there. Wanda's one of the best villains in the MCU.
I don't think I would have Wanda as a top 10 villain in the MCU. I don't view her as a villain.
I probably have her in top 5.
I view her as a hero.
She's a villain in that movie.
I know, but I don't view this movie as a movie.
You can't say that.
Mhm.
That's
I
not,
think- well,
that's
well,
not how it works.
I think I made my top 10 villains list, not necessarily MCU, but like overall. And obviously she wasn't in it because there's a lot of villains across cinema, but I don't know. It's like Loki. I don't
We'll
really,
put Malekith from Thor: The Dark World above.
No.
Is a villain?
I don't know. I view him as a hero.
He's a villain. I mean, if you look
He
at
starts
created, like-
he starts as a villain, but he ends up being a good guy.
He mass murdered a whole city, basically.
I know, but like nowadays, he's a hero?
Yeah,
Or
but
he
that's technically an alternate reality Loki. Technically a branching
yeah.
timeline Loki.
That, and does that, just because he's good now, does that mean he wasn't a villain then?
Not necessarily, but
So
I
he
just
still was a villain.
it's hard for me to like put him in that same category as like Thanos.
Because it's a complex character.
You get
No,
like
no,
a
no, no,
Remember
no.
that?
dude.
No, because
Am I right?
Because
Am I
Thanos,
right?
because Thanos
Good
is
and evil, it's not always black and white.
Thanos is complex, and he's at the top.
Dude, you get like a serial killer in prison, and he like starts taking up oil paintings. And he's like, I'm a painter now.
Yeah, what
that's
happens-
like calling Loki a good
Yeah,
guy.
like what
I'm not a
happens
serial
like
killer. I'm a painter.
in Doomsday or whatever when Thanos goes up against Doctor Doom, you know, and like maybe he teams up with some of the Avengers. Is he now a hero because he's fighting the common villain?
No, but I mean Loki for the entirety of his arc throughout the MCU has been teetering the line between.
I don't think
Wanting
it was
to be on the-
teetering in Avengers 2012.
Yeah, he was
Besi-
pretty.
I
he
mean,
was on
Avengers
that-
2012, he was on his thing.
He was
but
smack
like
dab in the middle of the blue.
Thor: The Dark World, Ragnarok, everything else after Ragnarok. I mean, he
yeah, but
people
he was.
cried in Infinity War.
You can cry for a villain.
He was.
Yes, but he wasn't a villain at that point, though.
not at that point,
Not at that point.
maybe,
Yeah.
but he definitely was in 2012. So
In
you
2012,
can definitely
we're getting
rank
off
him in
track.
the
We
movie.
I think 2012 is the only one where he's a villain.
We got to get back to on track, and the original Thor, but we got to get back on track.
Okay, the Boy 2.
You guys probably haven't seen
Never
this
heard
one.
of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Never heard of the Boy One.
It's
Yeah.
bad.
It.
You've heard of The Boys, though.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
don't-
horror film, and it's about a little boy who's like
Yeah.
demonized.
I guess I would rather give it a chance.
I think this is like a B movie though.
Yeah.
I feel like this hardly counts.
Elektra. I haven't seen that.
I didn't really like that movie.
I haven't heard.
I actually do have a soft spot for Daredevil 2003, though. I think that movie's overhated for sure.
Yeah, no, I watched it a ton as a kid. I
Yeah.
liked it a lot as a kid. That scene when he's a kid and
Yeah.
he's training and he like slides down the beam into like the trash and he's like discovering he like taps it with the cane and he can see with echolocation.
Mhm.
That's great. It's a lot of bad stuff in the movie. Don't get me wrong.
It's enjoyable for
And
sure.
also Colin Farrell as a corny
Dude.
version of Bullseye,
it's
hilarious.
funny.
He kills an old lady on the like plane ride over for snoring too loud.
And
We're
literally
not talking
having
about that movie though. What about Elektra?
Elektra was the bad spin-off, in my opinion, from Daredevil.
I haven't seen it. Just seen
Yeah.
clips.
I mean, I haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, but I know she shows up, right?
Can't say. Not
Yeah, I
at
don't
not at liberty to
I don't
disclose.
Yeah. Spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine.
know.
Damn it.
Birds of Prey.
Yeah, so he's hinted at might not be the name. They used to call it like the Fantabulous Emancipation of
Yeah.
Harley Quinn
Of one Harley Quinn.
and then like Birds of Prey. But they changed the name, I think, to Birds
I
of
think it was like
Yeah,
Birds
I've-
of Prey: Harley Quinn.
I've like only known it as.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Prey. I have seen it, and I would say it's better than The Flash.
I feel like I would want to give it a chance because Harley Quinn was cool and everything else I've seen her in.
It has
She-
cool like
it's
fourth
the
wall
thing,
breaking
like,
stuff like
it's-
Deadpool and like cool like Harley Quinn based perspective stuff where you're getting like an insight into her like crazy mind, like some first person kind of storytelling.
It was for me. It was Black Mask being treated so poorly, Victor Zsasz being treated so poorly.
Huntress got treated really poorly. Honestly,
Huntress.
the background,
The only one that was good was Harley Quinn.
yeah, the background Birds of Prey characters didn't get the attention they deserved.
And like, if it's only Harley Quinn, I'll just go back to Suicide Squad.
What about Black Adam?
I can't stand that movie. I know this is the one we really talked about in the Discord, right?
It was brought up. Yeah.
I just think the little boy alone makes Black Adam worse than the
The
Flash.
DC universe will never be the same.
The hierarchy. of DC universe. I would rather watch Black Adam.
I'd rather watch Black
I
Adam.
think it has a
You
lot.
guys are
cooler
you guys
scenes.
are absolutely insane.
I don't
bro.
have the, I don't have
And
the,
it has Henry Cavill.
I don't have the hate for the little boy that you have. I don't hate the little boy like you do. I don't
Yeah,
like the
me
villain. The villain I would have more hate for because he's like so.
I don't like their approach
Boring.
with Black Adam. How they didn't have Shazam in the movie at all.
Yeah.
Um,
But we don't think it's good. We think
Yeah.
it's better than the Flash.
I think it has all of the scenes where Black Adam is like actually using his powers. I thought were really cool.
he's
I mean, is-
consistently
that's-
flying.
Is the Flash not using his powers throughout the
Yeah,
film?
but I don't
He-
think it
he
looks
lost his
cool when
powers,
he
bro.
does.
So
he-
like that's a matter of personal taste, right?
He lost his powers for like a third of the movie.
He did, which sucks.
But I don't think it looked like the ending of the Flash where they're all fighting on a big empty field. I thought it didn't look that good.
So here's the thing. Not trying to knock you guys or anything, but I'm just curious. Do you guys think that flying or super speed is harder to portray in movies nowadays?
I think super speed is because we haven't seen that many
Besides Eternals.
good versions of it besides Eternals. That's what I was going to say too. I think they've figured out flight a lot more than they figured out super speed.
Because of Man of Steel.
I like
I
Quicksilver.
think Man of Steel
like-
is the best live action like flight and super strength that
Amen.
we've seen.
Yeah. It's
I like
underrated.
Quicksilver's super speed, both
So
iterations.
That
Quicksilver
is really cool too, actually.
did, I can't remember correctly, but
They kind
is
of
it
show
more slow mo? Isn't it more with slow mo Quicksilver?
It's a lot of
Depends on-
slow-mo, but he also like when Wolverine and who's he with? I don't know, but when they show up at his house, and
Wolverine,
he's like jumping
Charles,
from
and
playing ping pong and
Yeah,
Eric.
everything.
it's
like,
fast.
They're
yeah.
showing him like full
Outside of
speed and-
the other perspective and his perspective. And even when it's in his perspective, even though everything's in slow motion, he's moving fast. He's
Yeah.
not moving
Yeah.
slow. Like the Flash is moving slow in the scene where he encounters Iris
That's
West.
the
He's-
thing, dude.
yeah.
Like, I wish. I don't know if we'll ever get it. I doubt James Gunn's DC is gonna ever retackle the Flash, and if they do, I pray to God they do it
I'm sure
well.
they will.
But like, I just
if
want
these first
to
few videos movies do good, then yeah,
They absolutely
Definitely
will
will, for
retackle the
sure.
Flash. It's too big.
I just
Yeah.
want to see a proper Flash movie. That's all I want in my
Let's,
life.
let's go on to the next one here. Batman and Robin. I have not seen this,
I like it better.
and I have no desire to see this, so I will pick The Flash.
Really?
All right, let's move.
You're
on.
gonna pick the Flash for this one. He's on your side.
Oh,
He's like, oh,
dude. Okay, one of the worst iterations of Bane.
I haven't
in
seen
Batman
it,
and Robin.
but I have no interest in seeing
Yeah.
it.
It's a great time if you're under the influence for sure.
I think it's fun. It's funny.
Next one here we have Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Oh,
This one I feel very
Whoa.
strong about because I watched.
this is the second one, right?
Yes, I watched Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Oh,
Yeah, I know, like probably a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
I just felt like there was no purpose behind that movie.
Yeah,
I mean, there was one purpose. Aaron's box office team.
Yeah, but besides that, I besides Jason Momoa and
lost
Patrick
money.
Wilson being the characters that they are, I just felt like there was nothing in that movie that drove me back. The camera couldn't see that. At least, I don't know. In comparison to The Flash, I feel like I would have more enjoyment watching The Flash, very minimally in comparison to Aquaman 2.
I'll agree with you.
This is the toughest decision for me so far, but I think I'm gonna pick Aquaman and Lost Kingdom, and I'm gonna default to what my story's been thus far. It's that Jason Momoa is cooler than Ezra Miller.
He is cooler, for sure. I
It's a
love
bad
Jason
movie.
Momoa.
I did not like it, but I also
Yeah.
did not like the Flash. I feel like it's more
Just-
interesting visually to me.
Oh, it's so chaotic.
The ending
It's
is
so
trash.
bad.
It's
The
so
ending is
random.
so bad,
The,
yeah.
the villain is bad.
They're both so bad. Can we just not watch both?
I mean, we could, but at least The Flash is the first of its kind. But Aquaman 2 just brings Black Manta back as the
Mm.
villain, but he was already kind of the villain in the first one. But then Patrick Wilson was, but then he is in the second one. I don't know.
After Earth.
Bad.
That is
I know
not
I
my
joked
movie.
about it in the Discord, but it's bad.
I honestly don't remember it.
I would rather
I've seen it.
I would rather rewatch After Earth than The Flash. Because After Earth
Because
has
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
I think I will go the same, but I do think I
It is bad. I didn't like
really
it.
did not like it the first time,
That-
but I really don't remember it.
That was one of the most disappointing movies of my childhood. 'Cause my expectations
Yeah.
were
The
very high.
concept
The
was
trailer
so
was,
cool.
yeah, the trailer made it seem so
I remember
badass.
like
That was like
where I was
2012.
and who I
right?
watched it with and stuff, but I don't remember like the movie itself, and I remember being disappointed. after.
Okay, the thing is, it's literally 65, but with Will Smith and Jaden Smith.
Yeah, 65
And
is bad. Why is
65
65 not on this list?
Because 65 is better than After Earth, and I would watch 65 over The Flash.
Mm.
Because I
didn't
really-
finish it.
You-
I
I
really
was
like.
this is disappointing.
Would you rather watch 65 or The Flash?
The Flash.
I get that, but I really like Adam Driver,
Yeah.
and I really focused on his performance in that being like almost the only performer. So
Sure.
I thought it was
Doesn't
better.
have Supergirl though.
I thought it was better visually than After Earth as well.
I haven't seen the
and Flash.
next 7 movies.
All right, Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers, In the Mouth of Madness, Halloween: Resurrection, The Room, Bye Bye Man, Veronica. You probably haven't seen any of these, right?
I also
I mean-
haven't seen Rampage with Dwayne Johnson and the Big Monkey. Haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen that. I'd rather watch that probably.
Yeah, I'd rather watch
It's
it
got The
too.
Rock. That's cool.
Rampage, out of all the ones that I just mentioned, is probably the most enjoyable
Best.
for
I,
sure.
I want to watch The Room because it's iconically bad. I have seen
Dude.
Room, which is ironically a great movie.
Yeah, I'll tell you, The Room. If you watch it 3 times, you will love that movie.
The
Wait, why is it on here?
No, it's so
He's
bad.
only seen it twice.
It's so no, I've seen it like, dude. Janae wants to watch that movie like every week. It's one of those movies that it's so bad, it's good. You can like you laugh at
Yeah.
it. You want to watch it. 'cause
That's
it's
what
funny.
The Flash is.
The
That's the
Room is
only
even
reason I
more,
watch
dude.
it.
Tommy Wiseau,
So let's go on to The
Bible
Rise
Man?
of Skywalker, which I would rather watch than The Flash.
Yeah, me too.
That's probably the only one that
Only
I
seen it
probably
once,
shouldn't have put on here.
But I think it's. I'd rather see. Jedi than-
It is a better movie.
I would rather watch
Yeah.
any of the Star Wars movies.
So you
than
agree
The
with that?
Flash?
Yeah,
Yeah.
looking back now.
We got him.
No.
We win.
looking back now, Rise of Skywalker is better than the Flash.
I like the
Okay,
ending.
cool.
I mean,
Cool,
people
cool,
hate
cool.
on it. The ending is cool when you get the voices of all these
Because
people.
I do like
from
Adam Driver a lot,
previous movies.
and Ray is really cool, and Harrison Ford coming back in the flashback.
They fly now. They fly now.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
I like when they're all talking in her mind, though, like all the previous Jedis.
Yeah.
So cool. Qui-Gon and everything. Okay, so on to Godzilla Final Wars. Haven't seen it.
Yeah, me neither.
I think it's worse. John probably thinks it's better.
And then on to Catwoman. Also haven't seen it. Halle Berry
I haven't seen
iteration.
That's the second one I haven't seen. I just assumed it was worse than the Flash.
I've only seen the opening, which is not great.
That's crazy.
It was so bad reviewed that I thought it was just.
I feel like I would rather give Halle Berry a chance than
Dude,
watch The Flash.
This dude's playing devil's advocate.
I mean, if he's watching all these other movies because the guys are really cool, I'll watch this one because the girl's really cool.
I mean, think about the Catwomas we have. We have Anne Hathaway, we have Michelle Pfeiffer,
Yeah.
and we have Zoe Kravitz.
Hard to
Do you
live up
really
to.
need
Think
another
of the
one?
Flash we have. Oof.
Yeah, but we're talking about 3 different Catwomans. That do you really need another one? That's apparently reviewed as absolutely terrible.
I haven't seen anything.
We have so many Batmans. Why do we need the Brave and Bold?
We always need new Batmans.
Yeah.
We don't need the Brave and the Bold, actually.
What?
just-
We're just gonna
The
do
new
the
James
whole
Gunn
new-
Batman?
We don't need the new DCU. That's
So they
That's
should just
from-
stop
wait,
making
what are
DC
you-
movies.
what are you
no, they
talking
should have
about?
just continued.
No, they should not have continued. They
They
should have
should-
scrapped
they-
that mess. We just see how much we hated
Yo,
the 2
yo,
most recent projects.
here's-
Hated them with vitriol.
Here's
Yeah,
here's
we're talking about one of those movies right now.
That's
here's
one of the worst movies.
here's
Hey, we
the
talking about Suicide Squad.
here's the sequel.
We talked about all of the.
Here's the
DCU.
sequel to my second episode I ever featured in Backseat Directing. They should have never stopped Snyder. They should have never come in and done Suicide Squad and made it colorful like the MCU. Let's move on, because I know you guys don't agree, and I will never change. So
The Lion King, 2019.
it's not as good as the original.
I haven't seen any of these other movies, so you guys can.
The Lion King.
You gotta watch.
I
Dead Don't
enjoyed.
Die, though.
I don't know.
It's just so bad. It's funny.
The Lion King, I enjoyed.
The live action.
That there's
Yeah.
no way that has a lower rating.
I mean,
It
it's
probably
basically
doesn't.
the same as the original. It's just the original is
Well,
better because it's the original.
My
Mine's higher
thing-
on Letterboxd.
My thing with the live action is, which they're changing for Mufasa, is they showed no emotion with the live action versions, and the
I don't-
music was subpar, and it was Hans Zimmer. He just didn't care.
I just don't remember it like bringing me down on the movie too much. You know, like I don't remember the lion's expressions not being human enough to where I was like, oh, this movie's worse than The Flash.
It also
I
is.
don't know if you saw Ezra Miller's emotions, but I didn't like
No!
his acting either.
Yo, today when I was looking up movies worse than The Flash, it was like 5 memes in a row came up that was the Flash scene where Keaton commits suicide basically, and Flash is like, no. And I was like, yeah, that's bad.
I haven't seen these last 3.
I haven't seen Cats, so we can skip that one.
Oh, there's 4. I haven't seen the last 4.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one that's very heated because it's a revered film. It's a cult film for sure.
The original?
Yeah, me and Sam did not like that movie from Cinema 3D. John had enjoyed it, but it's just so bad. Annihilation, it's one of those revered or hated movies. Like
Mm.
it's with Natalie Portman and Oscar Isaac. Maybe on a rewatch, I could try and understand what the director was going for. But
I feel
the
like a lot
first
of
time
people
viewing-
like that movie.
Went
Yeah.
to Isaac,
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
Hey, one I took
movie
out.
on it?
Annihilation
Fair
is directed by Alex Garland. Has
Yes.
a 3.6. It's rated
Yeah.
a lot higher than
It's
The Flash.
very highly rated by a lot of people in the film world. I just did not understand why when I watched it.
Fair enough.
The Dead Don't Die zombie movie.
Mm.
I thought I would love it. I didn't really like it. It's with Adam Driver and Bill Murray. It's a fun time if you're under the influence, but I do think it's more poorly made than The Flash.
Andrew, do you have any movies that you think are worse than The Flash that aren't on this list? First one that comes to mind.
Did you guys think of Morbius?
mind.
I haven't seen Morbius, so I didn't put it on here, but that's probably the closest one you guys could debate about.
I don't want to watch either of those.
You hate Jared Leto, so it has to be
I
The
know,
Flash.
I know.
I would probably rather watch The Flash than watch Trap again.
I haven't seen Trap.
Watch Trap, okay.
Trap was bad. I know there's a lot of people that liked it, but it's my probably least favorite movie of the year.
Isn't that's the case where you guys love the trailer, right?
Yeah,
And then
we
you
did.
like just the movie just did not do it.
Yeah, the trailer was so good. I
Yeah.
might actually rather watch The Flash than Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. That movie was so
I'll
bad.
take it.
The worst movie I've ever seen was Downsizing with Matt Damon.
Bro, that movie was on while we were in a family vacation in Indiana, and I left the room.
Dude, it was the worst movie I've ever seen. I was so disappointed. And I watched the whole freaking thing.
I think
I
we
was
should.
so mad. Because normally I'll just
And that's
stop
Matt
watching
Damon.
the movie. Yeah. That's why I kept watching. I was like, there's no way
Catfish.
this movie is this bad. It's gotta get better.
Yeah.
I think we should
And it
watch.
doesn't.
We should watch The Informant together. It's a movie with Matt Damon that when I was a kid, I got it. Netflix delivered it on a DVD. This is when Netflix was still delivering DVDs, and this is what I thought was the worst movie ever made.
Hmm.
I'm wondering if I watched it now, if
The
I would
Informant.
understand more. Because I think it's a dark comedy. I'm wondering if I watched it now as older, because I was a kid, if I would get more of the comedy elements. But
Yeah.
I did not like it.
Interesting.
So those are your two downsizing. And
Downsizing for sure. I'd rather watch The Flash.
So there are worse movies in The Flash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not the worst movie ever. I don't think it's
I
bad.
agreed with you on one of these. Which one was that?
I think you agreed.
One
with
you
me on a
haven't
couple.
seen.
No, there was one I saw.
You agreed with me on I think was it
After Earth.
After Earth or Aquaman. And then
You flipped a coin on Aquaman.
yeah, Aquaman. You
No,
flipped a
I
coin.
Flipped a coin on Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, okay.
It was one of these. I
I don't know. I feel like you did
Agreed
two,
with
and you maybe did like three.
think I
But
did one.
hey, anything over 0 makes me feel better in my life.
Majority of the list, I think you were wrong about. I think you were giving the Flash too much credit.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think, unless I'm completely wrong, I think most of these movies are like less than 50% loved on like ratings wherever you look. So
Dread.
anything over, I don't know. I think Dread is one of those cult movies that it has a cult following.
I
that
think
people-
Dread is liked by like the audience. Like it's like Boondock Saints. People who like it really like it.
I've talked to
He said,
I've talked to 2 people who like Dread, and it's you and John. Everyone else has
And
hated
me.
it. Oh, you do.
well,
like
it also has
Yeah.
like it also has like an above average rating on Letterboxd. So that's like you can't. I'm telling you, man, you can't use a sample size from just like people you know, because we tend to know people with similar taste to ourselves.
Well, I've seen people talk about it on the internet too. Like I,
I mean,
think when we were
McNeil
talking
doesn't
about
like
it on the Discord, a lot of Instagram, my feed was like popping up with Carl Urban as Dread.
yeah, I mean, it has a 3.5, 3.6 on Letterboxd. That's a decent Letterboxd rating. It's hard to break a 4 on Letterboxd.
That's crazy to me, man. I'm genuinely like I'm interested to rewatch it because I just did not. I did not get that. the first
80%
time.
on Rotten Tomatoes, 7.1 on IMDb.
It's got a
I mean-
59% on Q. There we go.
That's because you rated
That's
it
why
poorly,
I'm
and you're
on
the
to-
only person on Q. No,
No.
the audience right now is saying, "What the hell is Q?"
There's 2,000. Well, yeah, it's hard to. There's 2,457 people who actually wrote full-on reviews on Q.
That's a lot.
But I'm talking about Rotten Tomatoes. And,
Q.
I wish the body had that
yeah,
many.
but Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb we're talking about a lot more people.
Millionaires.
We're talking about 298,000 people
I
on
know.
IMDb. So 7.0 is a little, 7.1 is a little more credible.
Here's my thing. Well, that's IMDb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really wish I could be on Letterboxd. I just can't.
Yeah, he got
I can't split my
Okay,
energy.
yeah.
he got in trouble, and now he's legally not allowed online on that website anymore.
I
we
just
won't
went
talk
on-
about what he did.
I went on Letterboxd and I was like, oh, it's Craigslist. Let me look at Q, and Q was
rated the
Instagram.
Flash too high. They're like, we can't have this on here.
Exile.
I think you just followed me on Letterboxd, and I was like, I haven't used that in like a year.
All right.
Uh, well, this went a little bit more poor than I thought it was. I'm gonna go.
I thought it was fun.
It was
I had a good
fun
time.
for sure.
It was
I-
good conversation.
Justin's like, I had so much fun.
It was fun, but I thought you guys are probably gonna agree with me more than you didn't. But you
It's
know,
okay. There's always next time.
usually what happens on these episodes.
If you guys think of a movie that you want to submit as being worse than The Flash, please leave it in the comments and we will
Yeah.
respond and let you know whether we think it is worse or better than The Flash in the comments. Also, let us know what you thought about The Flash in general. It's had a lot of time to gestate. I've actually liked it less and less over time.
I mean, same. Honestly, it's just
Me too.
these other movies.
But thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you clicking on this video. We love you guys, especially Justin. He probably loves you a little bit too much. I'm a little nervous about it. Don't look in the camera. You're going to make them uncomfortable. So thank you
Just look at
again. Please make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. We post short form content every day. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, Threads, all over the place. We're posting Reels, TikToks all the time. Make sure to get in there and comment. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for the show as well on YouTube. Make sure we grow that YouTube following. And you can do the same thing on Spotify. Give the show a 5-star rating to help new listeners find the show.
Don't forget to join the Discord too if you want to continue the conversation from these episodes. Justin's on the Discord with us, and we have a lot of different chats and talks and debates, polls and topic suggestions that we get from the Discord, and we bring it onto the show. So if you want to join in the conversation, you click the link below this video. It is totally free to join, so join.
What is stopping you?
But it's like, vote for me because vote for me.
Justin, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining us, and that's a wrap.